I want to thank Secretary Marco Rubio, my friend and a very talented man who works very hard, and his wonderful wife, Jeanette, for hosting us this evening. As we celebrate the 2025 Kennedy Center's honorees, and they are great honorees, Sylvester Stallone, he got stuck in traffic, but he made it. He wasn't going to miss this. And we heard he was walking up. I said, okay, now we can start. You look great. Thank you both very much. Jennifer, thank you very much. George?
Welcome back to 45th Perspective, the channel where we dig beneath the surface, look past the headlines, and talk about what's really happening in our country. If you're new here, I appreciate you stopping by. Today, we're taking a closer look at the latest news surrounding News Topic, and I want to break it down in a way that's clear, factual, and grounded in common-sense patriotism. Before we dive in, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and support the work we're doing here. It truly helps keep this conversation going. Now, let's get into it. So here's what happened. The major headlines have been circulating all over the place, each outlet framing the story in a way that fits its angle. But once you strip away the noise and actually look at the facts, the situation becomes a lot clearer. The core issue behind News Topic isn't just about politics or personalities. It's about the direction of the country and what it means for everyday Americans who care about stability, accountability, and real leadership. When you look at the facts, you'll see that there's more happening beneath the surface than what's being reported. There are policy implications, institutional pressures, and long-term consequences that aren't being openly discussed. And frankly, that's why channels like this matter. We take the time to ask the questions the mainstream media avoids. From a right-leaning patriotic perspective, it's important to acknowledge both sides of this issue. Yes, there are areas where the criticism makes sense. Yes, there are situations where decisions could have been handled differently. But at the same time, there's a pattern in this country of certain narratives being pushed aggressively while others get buried. And that's where the imbalance lies. My honest opinion is this: when you evaluate what's going on with News Topic, you have to look at intent, outcomes, and precedent. What does this mean for the future? What does it say about how our institutions operate? And what message does it send to citizens who expect fairness instead of selective outrage? As a patriot, I believe in holding leaders accountable, but I also believe in consistency. And too often, the reactions we see depend on who's involved, not what actually happened. Let's also talk about the practical impact. While the media focuses on drama, real people are dealing with real issues: inflation, security, jobs, and the sense that the country is being pulled apart instead of brought together. That's why context matters. News Topic isn't happening in a vacuum. It connects to a bigger national picture, one that reflects the ongoing struggle between political agendas and the everyday American experience. And here's the truth. Whether you agree with what's happening or not, it's important to stay informed and think critically. That's why I'm here. Not to tell you what to think, but to help you see the full picture, weigh the facts, and make your own judgment based on what truly matters. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with this. Our country is strongest when we're willing to look at the truth head-on, even when it's uncomfortable. When we're willing to ask hard questions. When we're willing to stand on principle instead of convenience. And no matter how chaotic the news cycle becomes, that's the kind of perspective I'll always bring to this channel. Thank you for watching 45th Perspective today. If you found this breakdown helpful, make sure you like the video, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your support keeps this platform growing, and I truly appreciate every one of you who takes the time to be part of this community. I'll see you in the next video. That's great. Gloria Gaynor. So well, thank you very much, Gloria.
the legendary Michael Crawford. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Michael. That's some job. Thank you very much, Mrs. Crawford, for being here with your two beautiful daughters. Really an honor to have you. I don't want to say how many times I've seen you in Phantom. But, you know, when you have a great artist, it's true with paintings, it's true with music, it's true with dance. Every time you see it, it gets better. And you see things you've never seen before. But I've seen you many times, and there's never been anybody like you. Thank you very much, Michael. Keep going. And the truly legendary rock band Kiss. Thank you very much. And this is really much, really, look at it, pure talent, a lot of talent, as has ever been assembled under one roof. We've done something that they've never done before, and I'll be doing something that hasn't been done before. The President of the United States is hosting at the request of a certain television network. And I'm doing it because I feel it's very important that we all get out and do something, and if that can make a difference, that's tremendous. But we have such wonderful people, and I don't mind doing it. But these are some of the greatest of all time, and congratulations to all of you, and thank you very much to Tiffany and Company. They've really done a beautiful job with the medals. And I want to thank you, beautiful families, every one of you. You brought large numbers of your families here, and we appreciate that. And they appreciate you. I can tell you a very special thanks as well to our terrific Kennedy Center Board of Trustees, along with Executive Director Rick Grinnell. The Board of Trustees has been amazing. It's got to be the hottest board, or I don't know, the Supreme Court is pretty hot. I would say the Supreme Court, the U.S. Senate, the NFL Owners Committee, I think that's pretty good too. But I think the board of the Kennedy Center is turning out to be, we have so many people that want to get around, so many enemies now because they want to be on the board. And so they say we can't have it. But Rick, you've been fantastic, and Ambassador Sergio Gore is now going to India. Good luck. May never see you again. 1.5 billion people. Think of that. 1.5 billion. Can you handle that, Sergio? I think you can. You can handle anything. But you're going to be dealing with a very special leader, as you know, a friend of mine, and you're going to do very well. He's very happy that you're going to be the ambassador, so good luck. You're going to be making your journey in 2 weeks. Good luck. I may never see him again. So sad. Also, I want to thank Secretaries Howard Lundick, Doug Burgum, FCC Chairman Brendan Carr, my daughter Tiffany and her wonderful husband Michael, and so many other distinguished guests. We have so many people here, senators. We have other secretaries, and I'm just seeing some of you in the crowd. You are a good-looking crowd. I also want to thank everyone here tonight who's so generously supported our effort to restore and revitalize the Kennedy Center. It was in rough shape to a lesser extent, but the White House was in rough shape. You know, we're bringing the White House back room by room, and they sort of laugh when they say, well, the Lincoln bedroom, we had to fix it up. It wasn't looking too good. We fixed it up, leaving it the way it was, but fixed up. It's in tippy-top shape. You know, I always used to say, tippy, it's got to be tippy-top. But you had a lot of other presidents that weren't into that. I am. I've always been into it. The Oval Office has reached a new level. The Cabinet Room, everyone wants to see the Cabinet Room, and it's so beautiful now. We took some of the paintings that were downstairs in vaults. They have big vaults. They have 2,000 paintings, over 2,000. We have great curators, 7 of them, and they love the place. Some of them have been there for 40 years, and if they don't like you, you don't get the painting you want. You don't get the Declaration of Independence brought up into the Oval Office. A couple of other presidents suffered without it because they said, not going to be able to do it. But they've been great. But we have tremendous artwork being brought up and has been brought up from the vault. So we're sitting for 100 years, 150 years downstairs under the White House, and now we have it on walls throughout the building. Those walls, before we put them up, we make sure those walls are in perfect shape. I say, you gotta make sure these walls are up before you do anything. And we've done a lot of work. We've redone great marble floors that were beat to hell. We've done not good floors that were out of 1x1 boxes from certain stores that are not very good. They shouldn't be there. Those floors should not have been there. And we've replaced them with the most beautiful marble, statuary marble. They call it in Italy statuario, great white and black marble that forms Greece and big parts of Italy. And Italy, during a time when Italy was extremely strong, and Greece, when Greece was Greece, and they had that, and we now have that in the White House, replacing 1x1 tiles that were not good. But we've fixed the White House, and we've fixed the Kennedy Center. The Kennedy Center has some work to be done. We've worked very hard on it, actually. I spent a lot of time there with contractors. I mean, I go around, I have two jobs. I have a construction job, which is really like relaxation for me, because I've been doing it all my life. But we're fixing the Kennedy. I said, you need a new roof. They said, sir, there's a lot of water coming down. You know, they didn't know. You need a new roof. It's been there for like 45, 50 years. And we're doing everything. We're doing brand new air conditioning. Carrier's been so incredible. They made a donation, a big donation on the ballroom. We were bidding out the ballroom, and Carrier came along, and they said, sir, we'd like to contribute the air conditioning for the ballroom. It was like $17 million. It's a lot of air conditioning and heating. And a great steel company came along and said, sir, we'd like to contribute the steel. That's a big steel, that's a big account. And we had Caterpillar tractor come along and said, sir, we'd like to contribute all of the tractors, all of the excavation equipment, and all of the lifts and generators and everything else you have in the ballroom, because it's got a lot of very complex equipment that you wouldn't think of. So I want to thank Caterpillar and others. Others are going to be made public, but they've really been very gracious, and we're having the same thing happen at the Kennedy Center. They view it as a very important thing, and we have marble experts, some of the greatest marble people anywhere in the world, and they're taking this marble that was in such bad shape that everyone said, we have to rip it down, we have to take it down. No, the marble's great, big, beautiful slabs. You don't get them like that anymore, it's very hard. Giant, they call them the giant slabs, they don't make them. But with tender, loving care, and I always say, remember, if you take 1/100th of an inch off the top of the marble, you have brand new marble. People don't know that. They see the marble and they say, oh, the marble's stained or the marble's gone. I say, no, no. If you go just a little bit, if you take just a little bit of that skin off and you get it down, it's called grinding, you grind it down just 1/100th of an inch, you have a brand new slab of marble. And you've saved a little money to put it about like millions. The marble job was going to cost $59 million. They thought we had to take all the marble off the building and replace the marble with new marble. It was going to cost 59. We had prices from 59 to 75 million. I think I'm going to spend $1 million to have it made beautiful. And what you replace it with was not nearly as good as what we already have. So it's sort of, I don't know, I like to tell you those little construction, because we talk politics all the time, and I like politics too. I said to somebody the other day, am I a better politician or construction real estate person? And they didn't know how to answer that question. I'm not sure how to answer it either, if you want to know the truth. But I actually get great relaxation out of fixing the White House, fixing the Kennedy Center, and it takes a little time, but not really, because it's time that some people want to rest. I don't really want to rest. I want to do things, and to me, it relaxes me. It's really almost better than resting. And we're bringing these places of great distinction, we're bringing them back, and the Kennedy Center is going to be incredible. Within 10 months, I mean, you're going to see, we've already done tremendous amounts of work, but within 10 months, you're going to see something that you'll really be amazed at. You know, one of the things with the Kennedy Center, because this is really honoring that tonight, but the sound is great. And if you don't have good sound, Lincoln, I don't want to say anything bad about Lincoln Center, but they've had a lot of problems over the years with sound. A lot of you, some of you on that board, you're here tonight. It's a very distinguished board also. But as you know, they have at Lincoln Center, they have a sound problem, and they've rebuilt one of their great buildings because the sound was always bad, and they can't get it right. They can't get it right. It's a very hard thing to do. There's a little luck to that, you know, you have to be a little bit lucky. And some of the greatest opera houses in the world in Europe were built 200 years ago, 300 years ago. And they had no sound engineers in those days, but they did have a lot of marble and stone. And marble and stone make really for great sound. I see we have Gloria, we have Kiss, we have George Strait, we have, think of it, we have the great Michael Crawford, and they know what I'm talking about probably better than anybody else in the whole world. But it's, sound is a big deal, and if you don't have it in a building, you pretty much never have it. They rebuild it, they spend millions and millions of dollars, they take it apart, they put up new walls, they put up new seats, they put up new everything, and they open it up, and it's a disaster. And the one thing with Kennedy Center, they have great sound. They've always been known to have great sound. And we're putting up large slabs of marble in a couple of the great halls. And it's already, we did some testing, it's made it, as good as it is, it's made it even better. Marble can do that. So we've reviewed everything you have to review and reverse the decline of this cherished institution. And the Kennedy Center was really, boy, the money they spent over the years. They spent so much money, and you couldn't see where the money was spent. We're still trying to find out when did they spend all that money. But they didn't know what they were doing, and it's a shame. And we almost lost that building. That building was very close, structurally and every other way. We've totally reversed it, and now it's going to be in great shape for another, literally for 100 years. It's going to be in great shape. It's going to be in better shape than ever before. So we've done a real job. We've secured historic funding for the Kennedy Center, and we got that in the great, big, beautiful bill. That's a bill that everybody said was impossible to get passed. They said, you can't do it, it's too big. It was supposed to be 17 bills. I said, let's put it in one, because the Democrats are absolutely crazy, and I have some Democrat friends here, but they're crazy. And they might have approved a couple of them, but most of them they wouldn't. I said, if we put it all in one, there's something for everybody. And we got it approved with a pretty small majority. We had the majority, a pretty small majority. We got it approved. And we got some support. We got a little support from some of the rational Democrats. But one of the things we were able to do is help very much the Kennedy Center. We got so many other things. Our largest tax cuts in history. No tax on, think of this, tips. No, for the workers. No tax on tips. No tax on Social Security for our great seniors. No tax on overtime. Nobody thought